Hey guys, it's your everyday car guy coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm out here doing a promo and I rented a Chrysler Pacifica, their minivan, and we're going to do a quick review on it today. Hey guys, we're here today with the Chrysler Pacifica, Chrysler's minivan, and Chrysler's been in the minivan business for quite some time. I'm out here in Nashville producing a promo for NBC, and I rented this minivan, which, by the way, is really a great car for production. You can do all kinds of things with it. Let's take you on a little tour of the Chrysler Pacifica. This is the 2022 Chrysler Pacifica, which replaced the Chrysler Town & Country. It has a lot of the same features, and I know it's just a minivan, but don't judge a book by its cover. There's a lot of things you can do with this car. The sliding doors open remotely, and the newest models have foot sensors to open the doors. The large sliding doors make it easy to load small children into car seats, and it's also easy for larger kids to get in and out. Another added benefit from sliding doors is that your kids won't door ding the car next to you when they get out. The rear door can also open remotely and opens high enough that a person over 6 feet tall can fit underneath without banging their head. All the doors have buttons for closing in case you don't use the key fob. The Pacifica has sensors all around which aid you in parking. The car also has blind spot warning indicators in each mirror. The Pacifica has keyless lock and unlock by just hitting a button on the door. As I mentioned, the doors are electric, and to close them, you push the button and they close very easily. You have inputs for charging cell phones. You have armrests for comfort. You have pockets to put stuff in. You have a drawer with 2 additional cup holders and place to store things. Some of them have video monitors up top, light, air conditioning, very simple, windows, cup holders. Car is pretty comfortable. This middle seat is not bad at all. The back seat, you can control your own air conditioning with this cool little guide that has fan and temperature, so you can control how warm or cold it gets in the back seat from the back seat. It's really kind of neat. I also like these retractable shades. If you have a baby here and the light is beating down on them, or you're on a long trip and the sun is just constantly beating down on you, you put this up and it takes away a lot of the light. Really neat. And they fold right into the side there, so you don't even see that they're there. Let's take a look at the back seat. It's pretty easy. You have kind of a centered little pathway there. Cup holder in the back seat and a place for your cell phone. You also have the screen to take away some of that bright sunlight. You have great little vents up top and a little light. Pretty neat. I got plenty of legroom to the seat in front of me. If it was a long trip, I would put my legs in the center area and stretch them out a little bit. But this is neat. And as I said, we still got room in the back for luggage. Not bad at all. The number one thing about the Chrysler minivan that I love is the stow and go seating. It's insane how easy it is to fold these seats down and turn this car into a cargo van. So, as you can see, they have directions really simple. You have your headrest up, and right down here, you have a tab that says number 1. Pull that tab, and you will see headrest down. Then you pull the tab that says number 2. The seat comes back and folds right into the ground. Headrest, number 1, and then number 2. You pull it toward you, the seat comes down and folds right up. Look at that, folks. Already flat. Let's go to the side. So let's put down the seat. The first thing we got to do is move the front seat, the driver's seat, forward, open up the hatch below, and then hit all the buttons to make this seat fold in. Let me show you. First, move the front seat forward, leaning it forward and moving it forward as far as it will go. Lift the armrest. You gotta make sure these armrests are all the way up. Number 3, there's a little latch here. Pull that up, push it forward. Number 4, hit the switch on the side which folds the seat, and then pull the strap. Down it goes, push, open this up, and you're done. I'm going to fold down this seat. I'm going to show you that there's 8 feet by 4 feet of space inside the car. Let's see how long it takes. Up, open up the hatch, pull the seat down, hit the stow and go strap, push it down, lock it in. I don't think that was a minute. I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of room. You could put an air mattress in here and camp out. Let's make it back into a passenger van. Go! Pull the tab. Up it goes. Pull this tab. Pull the headrest. Up it goes. Chair number 2. Pull it back. Up goes the headrest. Bring it back up. Pull the same tab. Pull the stow and go tab. Lock it in. Seat up. Headrest. Armrest. Pull that up. Pull the strap. Lock it in. Up goes the seat. Down goes that. Armrest down. And we're done. Hey guys, we just took this car from a passenger van right to a cargo van. Could have put 4x8 sheets of plywood in here and a whole bunch of other stuff. And back from a cargo van to a passenger van. Just like that, folks. I still say this car is amazing. Years ago, I read a report in a car magazine that compared the Dodge or Chrysler minivan to the Toyota and the Honda. This particular magazine loves Honda, and Honda wins everything. I couldn't get it. Out of all the cars, this car is amazing. You can put the seats down and throw pieces of wood, 4x8 sheets of plywood in here, literally in seconds. The other cars, the back seats went down flush, but the middle seats you had to take off and put in your garage and store them before you go to Home Depot. This car, you put the seats down and you go, throw the plywood in the car and you can leave. One fun story is I went to Home Depot with my personal minivan with the stow and go. I picked up 4 sheets of plywood, rolled them out, put the seats down, and as I'm loading the sheets of plywood, and the guy next to me also has plywood and he's putting them in his pickup truck. I hit the button, the back door closes, and he looks at me and says, "Those weren't full sheets of plywood, were they?" I said, "Yes, they were, 4x8. "And you can close your door and then get in the car?" I'm like, "Yes, I can." Meanwhile, he had a short bed truck. It had the wheel wells in the truck, so the plywood is sticking up at an angle, and he had to put a flag on the back and keep his back tailgate open. I do like the way this car starts. You keep your key in the pocket, and you push a button, and it starts. Has a great dashboard, very clear, a lot of information. Has a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, which can be confusing. The steering wheel has information for adaptive cruise control. You can set the distance, and you can set the speed. These buttons help your radio and talking on the phone. Has a very large screen, which one thing I do like about this car is the way the phone syncs with it. Once you sync your phone to Bluetooth, you can use AirPlay. A lot of cars today, you have to plug your phone in to use the AirPlay, as opposed to using it Bluetooth. It also has your heating. You can turn on your seat warmers, turn them on. You can turn on your steering wheel warmer, which is great when it's cold out here. You can check all of your comfort here, and it shows you your seat warmers, where to have the air come out. You can pick whatever you want. You can check your temperature here. A lot of information, and it's a really large screen. I also like that it has these buttons up here that can open your doors behind you, and the big door in the back. Very simple, very easy when picking up kids. Hit the button, door opens, dropping them off, the same thing. and it has a couple of USB chargers here. It has lots of compartments. This car has tons of compartments. It has compartments for water, compartments for phones. It has more cup holders in the back. It has compartments all over the back. It's really a comfortable car for driving along on long trips. The seating is nice. It's not as luxurious as, let's say, a Mercedes, but it's pretty comfortable seats. I can't really complain. It's got a lot of neat features, and the price really isn't that bad. I'd love to compare the hybrid version of this car. To my understanding, it does 30 or 35 miles on electric only. It might be more today. For someone who has kids who are just running their kids to soccer practice and school, that's great. You can stay electric all the time, plug in at home, and then when you want to go away skiing or to some other event, they have the gas motor. So let's just take it on a quick ride, shall we? Your transmission engagement system, this is a dial, and you just choose what you're going to use, and then you drive off. See you later. By the way, the car has pretty good acceleration getting onto the highway. Driving along through downtown Nashville. I've done tons of country music videos in this town and a bunch of Ford shoots. It is a really great town. If you ever get a chance to visit Nashville, I highly recommend Nashville. It is such a great city. If you like country music, this is the place to come visit. Amazing how much talent is in this town. Oh, and from a film point of view, Nashville has some fantastic film crews. We just did a shoot yesterday, and these guys were as good as any of my crew anywhere else. Let's put the car on cruise control. You have a button here that does cruise control with adaptive cruise control. So we'll hold that button down, and then we'll set our speed. I don't think this car has lane departure warning. One thing, this car did not come with a GPS, but today when you're having CarPlay, I don't think I would spend the money on GPS. I think I would just go for the automatic CarPlay in the car. There's a truck pulling in front of us. Let's see if the adaptive cruise control slows us down. Immediately. Very nice. And it wasn't so abrupt. It was pretty smooth. It slowed me down to 59 from 65. I can definitely see me taking this on a nice long drive. I have an older version of the minivan, and we go to Vegas, we go skiing. It's great. We have the TV inside. We play DVDs. I've taken people to Vegas, and it's a 5-hour drive. It's great. You put on a couple of DVDs. What, we're there already? Oh, I didn't even realize it. It's time for Everyday Car Guy's Report Card. First, let's talk about comfort. The Chrysler Pacifica rides well and is quite comfortable for 6 adult passengers. Squeezing in a 7th adult for a long trip could be unpleasant, though most owners use this car to transport kids, which it performs beautifully, with easy in and out access to all rows. So for comfort, I'm giving it a B+. Now for performance. I always rate the cars on everyday use. 0 to 60 is the most important performance element since we all need to get on highways. The Pacifica comes with a 287 horsepower V6, which gives it plenty of get up and go when you need to get on the highway and has a passing gear. But as for handling, the car drives like a boat, not a sports car. But as I've said, no one is buying this car to do a slalom course. And for that reason, I'm giving it a B-. Economically, the car gets 28 miles per gallon on the highway, but only 19 in the city. It is a big vehicle, so 28 on the highway is pretty impressive, and for that reason I give the Pacifica a B-. Yet its plug-in electric version would get an A. And now for design. The car seems to be designed from the inside out and for functionality. The interior is basic, nice and comfortable, but pedestrian, nothing fancy. The exterior, well, let's face it, this car is not turning any heads. So to grade it on the it factor, it gets a D. But people don't buy minivans to look cool. They buy them for practicality. So in the minivan category, none of its competitors have any it factor. But for functionality, it gets an A+, since you can turn this car into a cargo van in seconds and fit full-size pieces of plywood. That makes this car one of the most useful vehicles ever made. And for that reason, I'm giving it an A- for design. When you add up all the grades for this car, its functionality is fantastic. So let's give it a solid B. Thanks for watching Everyday Car Guy. I'm Mark Kaupfeld. I've been your host today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Till next time, drive carefully, and remember, buckle up.